Welcome to Cartoon to Real, the place where your favorite childhood characters step into the real world. Let's find out what they might look like if they actually existed. So, what if Dexter were real? Hang tight, you're about to see for yourself. Now we're moving on to the tiny genius who always claims to be the smartest and sometimes gets himself into a whole lot of trouble. Dexter. In Dexter's laboratory, he's not just a kid. He proudly calls himself the smartest scientist in the world. And honestly, he kind of is. This little genius tries to change the world with nearly every invention he builds. Or at the very least, he shakes up the house by setting up a secret lab in the one place his mum specifically told him not to. Here's Dexter in his classic cartoon form. With that red jumpsuit, grumpy glare, and totally independent attitude, he's instantly recognizable. He might be a genius in science and probably knows every secret the world is hiding. But sadly, his sister Dee Dee is always there to mess things up. Dexter builds the perfect plan, right up until the moment Dee Dee bursts in and turns everything upside down. And now, here's the realistic version. With that sharp, intelligent stare, impatient vibe, and all the intense energy of a tiny scientist. This is how Dexter might look in the real world. Sure, he definitely looks smart enough to be in a lab. But with that classic, "don't mess with my work" expression on his face, he's also just a little bit intimidating. Candy Milo gave Dexter the perfect voice for this wild little genius. With her voice, Dexter's mix of brilliance and just a bit of obnoxious charm made us laugh and love him even more. But what if Dexter were real? Can you picture those intense, chaotic eyes in real life? Let us know in the comments. How do you imagine Dexter would look as a real-world scientist? Would he be a child prodigy running a lab from his basement? Or a Nobel Prize-winning maniac? We're seriously curious to hear your wild ideas. Now it's time to meet the complete opposite of Dexter, the adorable, chaotic whirlwind that is his sister, Dee Dee. In Dexter's laboratory, Dee Dee is the ultimate dreamer and full-time chaos maker, constantly barging into her little brother's super serious science world. She doesn't know a thing about science, but somehow sneaking into the lab has become her full-time hobby. And let's be honest, it usually ends in total disaster and a whole lot of glitter. Here's Dee Dee in her classic cartoon form, with her long blonde hair, twirly dress, and wild, carefree attitude. She's always the one turning Dexter's lab upside down. No matter how serious the experiment, Dee Dee finds her way in and totally wrecks it. And somehow, she's always smiling while doing it. Because let's face it, Edie loves chaos. And now, here's the realistic version. With her bubbly, energetic vibe, colourful outfit, and that carefree look that says she's not worried about a single thing. This is what Dee Dee might look like in the real world. She's got that magical, slightly chaotic energy, like she's ready to reinvent the world. Or maybe she just really enjoys messing with Dexter's work. Dee Dee was voiced by Alison Moore, who perfectly captured her joyful, free-spirited personality. With that voice, Dee Dee's whole "this is what I'm meant to do" attitude truly came to life, and it was amazing. So what do you think? Can you picture Dee Dee in the real world, with that wild energy and adorable smile? Let us know in the comments. What kind of person do you think Dee Dee would be if she were real? Up next, it's Dexter's mom, Maddie. She's one of the most patient, yet toughest characters in Dexter's laboratory. As a mom who does everything for her family, she somehow always manages to clean up the chaos, even when she clearly knows something strange is going on in Dexter's secret lab. No matter what, Maddie holds it all together. Like a true superhero in an apron. Here's Maddie in her classic cartoon form. With that sweet yet no-nonsense look in her eyes, she's always caught our attention. She might try to ignore Dexter's wild inventions at first, but somehow her mom instincts always kick in, and she ends up figuring it all out in the end. And now, here's the realistic version. Maddie could look just like this. Not only a caring mum, but also a strong and determined woman who always gets things done. She's the kind of person who handles it all and still manages to keep everyone in line. Maddie was voiced by Kathleen Barr, who brought out both her nurturing side and her sense of discipline perfectly. So, what do you think? What would Maddie look like in real life? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Up next, it's Dexter's ultimate rival, Mandark. Mandark is the genius of Dexter's laboratory, but he's also full of ego and over-the-top ambition. He's always trying to outsmart Dexter, though it's usually his own obsession that gets in the way. He might be a brilliant mind, but let's be honest, he's also kind of hilarious in how badly he wants to win. Here's Mandark in his classic cartoon form, with that confident posture, constant scowl, and those sharp lines on his head. He always looked like a walking symbol of scientific genius. Of course, that genius often spirals into total disaster. And now, here's the realistic version. Mandark could totally look like this, always showing off his intelligence with pride, while also carrying around an ego that's just a little too inflated. Mandark was voiced by E.G. Daily, who did an amazing job capturing both his angry and hilarious sides. So what do you think? What would Mandark look like in real life? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Up next, it's Dexter's slightly messy but totally lovable dad, Harrison. He's one of the most laid-back characters in Dexter's laboratory. Most of the time, he doesn't pay much attention to Dexter's scientific chaos. But deep down, he's always trying to be a supportive dad. He usually prefers to just enjoy life at home, kinda floating through the day without noticing too much of the madness around him. Here's Harrison in his classic cartoon form. With his laid-back attitude, simple clothes, and those warm, loving looks he gives his family, he's always had a way of winning hearts without even trying. And now here's the realistic version. Harrison could totally look like this in real life. A lovable, easygoing dad who just kind of believes everything's going to work out fine. Harrison was voiced by Jeff Glenn Bennett, who perfectly captured his chill personality and lovable charm. So what do you think? What would Harrison look like in the real world? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Up next, it's Dexter's most loyal and absolutely adorable sidekick, Monkey. In Dexter's laboratory, Monkey isn't just a lab monkey. He's also the unexpected hero behind some of Dexter's wildest and most hilarious inventions. Smart and surprisingly strong, this little guy always tries to help Dexter out, though things usually end up getting just a little bit too crazy. Here's Monkey in his classic cartoon form, with those big eyes, quick moves, and that constant sense of something's about to go down. He's definitely left an impression on all of us. He's always ready to jump in and help with Dexter's inventions and plans, but somehow it always turns into a wild adventure. And now, here's the realistic version. Monkey could totally look like this. Smart, powerful, and ready to leap from one adventure to the next in the real world. Monkey was voiced by Jeff Glenn Bennett, who did an amazing job bringing out the character's energy and playful spirit. So what do you think? What would Monkey look like in real life? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Now it's time to check out Dexter's world-famous superhero buddies, the Justice Friends. The Justice Friends are each full-blown superheroes on their own, but together they make one unforgettable team. Sometimes they're a little too ordinary. Other times they're absolutely hilarious. And when they all team up, things get heroic, but also just a little out of control. Here are the Justice Friends in their classic cartoon form, with those superhero costumes, over-the-top powers, and the hilarious adventures that unfold when they're all together. These characters have always kept audiences laughing and entertained. And now, here's the realistic version. With their superhero swagger and classic costumes, the Justice Friends might just look like this in the real world. Then again, who knows? Maybe they're already out there, living in a world of their own. The Justice Friends were brought to life by Tom Kenny, Rob Paulson, and Dee Bradley Baker, who gave these heroes their fun, colourful, and high-energy personalities. So what do you think? What would the Justice Friends look like in real life? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Which characters would you like to see in our next video? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we've got even more nostalgic characters and fun content coming your way every week. See you in the next video, cartoon lovers!